It seems all that Victor Robles needed was a change of scenery. After signing a free agent deal with the Mariners on June 4th, Victor Robles went from hitting 120 with a 401 OPS in 14 games with the Nationals to slashing 379 with a 1007 OPS through his first 31 games with the Seattle Mariners. He's been a spark plug for this Mariners offense, and in a time when J.P. Crawford and Julio Rodriguez are both on the injured list, Robles has been exactly what the doctor ordered to help cure the Mariners' anemic offense.
Bunt laid down by Robles, up the first base line, and he beats it out!
Victor Robles had a 1.053 OPS through his first 25 games with Seattle, which was the best OPS over a player's first 25 games with the Mariners since Nelson Cruz back in 2015. And in the month of July alone, he's been absolutely on fire. In July, he has a 404 batting average, a 472 on base, a 617 slug, which is a 1.089 OPS. And compared to the rest of the league, his average is 5th in baseball, his on base is 6th in baseball, his OPS is 11th in baseball since the start of July. A former top prospect with the Nationals, top 5 in baseball overall with 5-tool upside, at 27 years old, Victor Robles might just be hitting his stride. And if Robles can keep up this production along with the acquisition of Randy Arozarena, imagine this trio in the Seattle outfield. So let's dive into how Victor got to this point. But before we do, the sponsor of today's video is myself, the Couch GM, Connor Webb, as I am a mortgage broker full-time in the Pacific Northwest. Every baseball fan needs a living room of their own to watch their favorite sports team on their big screen. So reach out to myself, the Couch GM, or visit brokerconnorwebb.com to hit a home run with your mortgage financing needs. Now, let's get into it. Victor Robles signed as an international free agent out of the Dominican Republic in 2013 with the Washington Nationals. He would start off his career in the Dominican Summer League in 2014. He would progress through the low levels of the Nationals farm system over the next few years, and heading into the 2016 season, he was the Nationals' number 3 overall prospect, behind only Trey Turner and Lucas Giolito. His 5-tool ability was apparent, and he played with a ton of energy. He also played without fear, which seemed to lead to a bit of his detriment. During the 2016 season, he was hit 34 times in 110 games because he was crowding the plate, which would of course lead to him missing time. But a 19-year-old Robles was quoted saying, "I'm a player that doesn't fear pain. If there's something that needs to be done, no matter how risky or dangerous, I do it without worrying about the consequences." A bit of a high-risk, high-reward mindset. Following the graduation of Trey Turner and the trade of Lucas Giolito to the White Sox, Victor Robles would head into the 2017 season as the Washington Nationals' number 1 overall prospect. Robles would start the year in High A and would be named to the 2017 All-Star Futures game for the World Team. Shortly after, he would be promoted to Double-A Harrisburg, where he would finish the minor league season for the Senators. In his 37 games at Double-A, he batted .324 with an .883 OPS, 3 home runs, 14 RBIs, and 11 stolen bases. He would become a September call-up for the Nationals and make his MLB debut on September 7, 2017. On September 10th, he would reach base for his first time, and then later that game get his first career hit.
How about that for your first big league hit? He's going for 3. He is. Did he stay on?
Robles would finish the regular season with the Nationals playing in 13 games, and when the Nationals ended up making the playoffs, he would appear in 2 games, 1 plate appearance. In 2017, his sprint speed was 30.9 feet per second, which was tops in the league, and although he was a 5-tool prospect, that was definitely his biggest trait. He was invited to spring training in 2018, but after struggling, he would start at AAA Syracuse. And it was here after just 4 games that the high risk would come back to bite him. He would make a sliding grab in the outfield, his glove would get caught underneath him, and he would end up hyperextending his elbow, causing him to miss a majority of that 2018 season. And it was largely because of this injury that a certain 19-year-old prospect for the Nationals by the name of Juan Soto made his debut in May of 2018 and tore the league apart. Robles was, however, called up again that September and ended up hitting .288 with an .874 OPS over 66 plate appearances. This was a 127 OPS plus, which is a very promising number, and expectations were high heading into 2019. He would stay healthy for the full season in 2019, and in 155 games, he would hit 255 with a 745 OPS, which was a little below league average at a 91 OPS plus, but he hit 17 home runs, 65 RBIs with 28 stolen bases, just a few home runs away from a 2020 season. Robles, Soto, and the Nationals would go on to win the World Series in 2019, and Robles batted .214 during the postseason. His top-line stats during the 2019 regular season weren't bad, but the underlying numbers were very concerning, especially for a guy that's supposed to be a 5-tool prospect. He had the highest soft contact percentage of all National League batters at a 24.2% soft contact rate, and the lowest hard contact percentage of all National League hitters at 24.9%. His average exit velocity was 83.3 miles per hour in the slowest 1% in Major League Baseball. These underlying numbers would continue in 2020 when he had the lowest slugging percentage of all NL qualified batters, and 2021, again in the lowest 1% in average exit velocity, and he would actually be optioned to AAA Rochester because of his production. As well as in 2022, he was consistently having some of the slowest exit velocities in all of baseball. The plus was that he was an excellent fielder with a ton of range, as well as having a great arm, as in 2022 his average throw was 93.8 miles per hour, which is in the 96th percentile in all of baseball. From 2020 through the 2022 season, his average OPS, on base plus slugging, was around 33% below league average. Like, he should not have been on a major league roster. As a Mariners fan making this video, this guy's starting to sound a lot like a top prospect that we just shipped off. Their underlying numbers aren't exactly the same, but the overall frustration from the fan base seems to be pretty close to one another. At the 2022 MLB trade deadline, the Nationals sent Juan Soto to the Padres and got back quite the haul. Shortstop CJ Abrams, outfielders Robert Hassell III, James Wood, as well as the following year drafting outfielder Dylan Cruz from LSU with the 2nd overall pick. The Nationals were building for the future and time was running out for Victor Robles. Until in 2023, it seemed like things were clicking. He was batting .299 with a 750 OPS, which is a 112 OPS plus, through 36 games. However, he would then be placed on the injured list with back spasms and would not return that year. Now in 2024, Robles had that slow start, the Nationals' next wave right behind him, and the Nationals decided it was time to cut ties. Then Robles decided the Mariners were the right fit. He said he picked the Mariners because of the way that they've been playing, the vibes that they have. He said he thinks he's an aggressive player, and that's just the way that they've been playing. They're a tough team that's battling for first place here, and I think they're a team that's really on their way to making the playoffs. When asked about why he's seeing the production that he's seeing in Seattle compared to in Washington, he said as soon as he left the Nationals, he felt a giant weight off his shoulders. That pressure just left him, and he's able to go out there and just try to have fun. He also mentioned that he got close to Mariners hitting coach Jarrett DeHart. Jarrett made a couple recommendations to Victor. He applied them and saw instant results, and he's stuck with it. His baseball savant page looks like a completely different hitter, and these overall numbers are including his terrible start when he was with the Nationals. Only time will tell if he can keep up this kind of production. But for now, just enjoy the show.
Bunt laid down by Robles, up the first base line, and he beats it out!
Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date on all things Seattle Mariners, MLB trade deadline, and much more. We'll see you in the next one.